Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I am NooBiker and this is my 2018 Kawasaki Z1000SX. I've had this bike for just under 5 years and just over 30,000 miles. So if you want to hear my thoughts on it, stick around and watch the rest of the video. So I bought the bike back in March of 2020. It had just under 1,000 miles on the clock and it cost me just around £7,500, which I think was a bit of a steal, to be honest, considering the condition, and I haven't regretted anything since. This bike has been with me through a lot of different adventures, different places. We've been to Wales, been to Scotland, been to the national parks in the north of England, been to France in the rain and in the dry and in the sun, and it's done everything that I wanted from it. The main thing I had done to the bike was doing the suspension setup at MCT, and so I had the front suspension set up, and then I also had the rear shock spring uprated to a stiffer spring, and there's a link to the video here, and that's because that spring is just better suited for my weight, and when I'm riding with my daughter it gives me more flexibility with setting up the preload on the rear shock. Before, with the original spring, I would have to wind it up so much for preload just for me to get it the sag right that there wasn't a lot left to play when my daughter came on the back. Of course, I couldn't resist putting some accessories on this bike, so I've installed these headlight protectors from R&G and some fork protectors also from R&G, a downpipe grille and a radiator guard. Guess what? Also from R&G. The downpipe grille is the one that is the trickiest thing, because the original pop rivet doesn't quite work for it, so I came up with my own solution using some a bolt and a nut and a couple of washers just to hold this bit together. It replaces the pop rivet that usually goes here. Sliders are from SW Motech. I just think the design of these is a bit better suited to the sort of look of the bike. I installed a center stem RAM mount, and that's where I mount my GPS, and this is where I used to mount my phone as well. And coming over to this side, I've installed just a cheap adapter bought from Amazon. It basically is a switchable, so you can switch it off, then you can switch it on, and it's a USB adapter, and it gives you a battery level reading as well. So I find that quite useful. Now I installed the Shad carrier for the top box, and I've got a Shad top box that I don't use very often anymore. I prefer to use the panniers. I bought the second hand from eBay. I had to, they came locked, so I had to drill out the barrel and put one that was keyed to my bike, so now everything works off of one key, which is really good. And I've upgraded the pannier with stickers. These are the best stickers in the world, and that's the other side. There's just some country flags of where I've been to the Netherlands, been to Scotland, been to Belgium, been to France, and I passed through Italy, but I haven't really been to Italy. I just passed through very quickly, so I've not put the sticker in there yet. I'll put a full list of all the accessories that I've added to this bike in the description down below. All in all, I spent about £700 on add-ons and accessories for this bike. Okay, now let's talk about maintenance. The manual for the bike says you do certain checks every 3,750 miles, so servicing checks at those intervals. But my local dealership and Kawasaki have now updated it to be every 7,500 miles. I like to keep it to the sort of shorter maintenance, and I do quite a bit of the maintenance myself, so oil changes, brake pads, chain maintenance, I do all that myself. We've recently done a full brake caliper service and rebuild, new seals, etc. and I have been doing this service mainly at my local main Kawasaki dealer. They are fairly reasonable on price, and have done a good job for me. Over the 5 years I spent about £1,500 in servicing and maintenance altogether. So I'll put all the details here on the screen. What about repairs? Well, yes, there have been a few. If you've watched this channel for a while, you know that I've had a couple of low speed drops, slow maneuvering, which caused a little bit of scratching to one of the casings, and one when I fell to the left, where this handlebar here bent and went into the tank and dented it. And also scratched the lever a little bit, but nothing cracked. And on both occasions the foot pegs were damaged. There's a sacrificial part of the foot peg which broke off. Easy enough to repair. Apart from those drops, and there was just a few minor scratches. Thankfully, before I actually had this tank repaired, the tank developed another problem. The evap pipe cracked and fuel started leaking through the evap box, and so that required, because it's right inside the tank, that required a change of tanks. Thankfully, a spare one in the right color was found on eBay for £100, and so that got repaired. I've also had the subframe bolts came loose. Or a couple of them came loose, and another one sheared, and the subframe dropped. Thankfully, no accident there. I kind of blamed the top box and my top box use for that, which is kind of why I tend to use the panniers more than the top box nowadays. All in all of the repairs that I've had to do on this bike due to things that went wrong or broke, whether my fault or not, came to about £1,400. But despite the occasional hiccup, this bike has been incredibly reliable. It's incredibly versatile, equally at home on the motorway as it is on a twisty mountain pass. I love the looks of this bike, especially the batwing exhausts, and the ergonomics are perfect for me, allowing me to ride comfortably for hours on end. The engine is a gem, delivering smooth power and excellent performance. The only downsides? Well, it's a bit of a heavy beast, especially at low speeds. The paintwork could be a bit more durable, and the lack of a center stand makes chain maintenance a bit of a chore, especially on the road. Overall, this bike has been an incredible companion. It's taken me on numerous adventures, and I honestly don't see me parting with it anytime soon. I've been tempted, I've had a look at other bikes, but none of them justify the investment I would have to make to get it just right, just the way this bike is for me right now. Very happy. So what do you guys think? Do you own a Kawasaki Z1000SX? Are you looking to buy one? Have you got any questions? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. And until the next time, this is NooBound.
You come out switching from